Every time one mentions Naivasha, what comes to the minds of many is boat riding in the beautiful Lake Naivasha or the hospitality industry. But have you ever thought of birds tourism? Nyoinda village in the outskirts of Naivasha town. Joyce Kihara is busy at her cherries farm. Here, she keeps different types of ornamental birds and chickens from different parts of the world. Kihara, who was once a potato farmer, left potato farming due to inadequate rains brought about by climate change, diseases and other environmental factors facing crop farming.
I started thinking outside the box and looking aloud and seeing that everybody has ventured into chicken farming. And then I came up with a unique idea whereby I wanted to do unique birds that are not ventured by many people.
Kihara says that this venture is not much affected by climate change, as it requires one to have a controlled way of doing it.
We are doing birds to promote ecotourism because of being affected by the climate. There is a lot of things that are affecting farmers, and that is giving us a reason to diversify because we want also to do business and to have money.
Armed with a license from Kenya Wildlife Service, Kihara set up this structure, which she says is easy to do as it requires minimum finances.
If you want to do the wild birds, you have to get the license first. Because when you are given the license now, you are able now to do the structures. When you look at our structures, there are cages. So you cannot just go and do the cages and then look for the license. You're supposed to start with the license, which will now give you the permission to do the cages. And then after doing the cages now, you can stock the birds. Depending now which bird or what is your variety you want to start with. Somebody would like to start with kanga, others would love to start with peacocks, depending also with the different reasons. Yeah.
The idea is to bring tourists from across the world to this facility to view different types of birds from Africa and other continents.
Of those foreigners who are coming here, they're asking even whether we can export some of the birds to other countries.
We were attracted by this chicken that is said to be the smallest in the world.
This is the smallest chicken in the world.
Still, you will find this chicken from America, which is said to be the biggest in the world.
Its name is Buff Corobian.
It weighs how many kg?
It weighs up to 9 kg when it's fully grown. Yeah, the uniqueness is this far. You can see it's having a throat.
There are all manner of birds, some from the wild and those that are domesticated. Some of the unique birds found here are Polish bantam, silk bantam, beard-booted bantam, Bahama chicken, Americana chicken, among others. What also caught our eyes is this black chicken known as ayam semani, which lays black eggs and has black meat. You cost 50,000 Kenya shillings should you need one. Birds tourism is a new thing to many. Kihara says that in a good week, she gets up to 50 visitors who come to learn about birds, and each has to cost 1,000 shillings.
So many people, when they come here, they are so amazed because they have never seen such kind of birds, and also they have interest even to start their farm as a diversity.
Kihara is not only focused on birds, she is keen on regenerative agriculture. At this section of our farm, you come across all manner of vegetables and other crops. This type of farming is 100% organic. Tourists who come to see the birds also get a chance to learn how to use their small spaces to farm their own crops. Kihara says that she began this type of farming at a rented place and that regardless of where you are, the small space available is capable of supplying you with food.
We are having more than 13 technologies of kitchen gardening farming, starting with the multi-level garden, the tire garden, multi-story garden, troughs garden, tire gardens, moisture garden, raised gardens, keyhole garden, and so many other technologies. The reason as to why we are doing all these technologies, because we want to reach to more people, depending with the size of the space, and also the size of your pocket.
We meet James Kagwe, a tourist who came not only to see birds, but also to learn how to produce his own food, given the challenges brought about by climate change, like unpredictable rain patterns.
Instead of just going to tour only the forest and the wild beasts and all that, food is basic to us. So it is very important when you go to an area to go and tour farms where they are growing food, where they are rearing birds and animals. You can learn 1 or 2 items which you can take home. And because everyone has a home, and you can see that the setup of this place is done in a home setup, in urban setup, you can also go and replicate this now around your farm.
On this part of the kitchen garden, Kihara produces azolla, which she feeds her birds, and is said to have between 25 and 35% of protein needed by birds and domestic animals. With Africa reeling from the effects of climate change, adaptation, which is a process of adjusting to the effects of climate change, is being encouraged to help communities come up with ways of overcoming effects of climate change. Kenya concluded a 3-day peer learning summit on vertical integration in the National Adaptation Plan, NAP, which brought together representatives from 10 developing countries from Africa, Latin America, and Asia Pacific to share lessons and experiences on strengthening multi-level governance for building resilience to climate change through national adaptation plans.
How can we help communities to be better prepared to face climate impacts such as floods, such as drought, streams, but also slow onset events such as sea level rise, which are a key element of adaptation.
Although climate change is global, but the impacts are very local. And of course, different places are affected by different climate risks, induced risks, and you have to develop your interventions based on the risks that that exist within your locality.
2023 is on track to break records as the hottest year ever recorded.
It's like algae or something.
Yeah, and it multiplies very fast.
For farmers like Kihara, adaptation is the way to go to help cope with effects of climate change. Dan Kaburu, K24, in Naivasha, Nakuru County.